What is, guys, and welcome back to the video. Today we're going to take a look at the type matchups. This aspect of Pokemon should be very familiar with all of you guys, whether you started from day one or you have played Pokemon for a very long time. There are 18 types in total in Pokemon, and each type has its super effective against, weak against, and immune to. Normal damage means immune to as well. So today I'm going to cover every single type and let you know how to use the type matchup type chart. And if you guys want a permanent type chart, you can always take a snapshot right here. So yeah, without further ado, let us begin. I suppose some of you guys are very familiar and some of you guys don't even know what type matchups are. So we're gonna take a look at every single type. Bug is super effective against Grass, Psychic, and Dark, weak to Fire, Flying, Rock. So Bug, for example, being Caterpie, an early Viridian Forest Bug. So if you use the fire moves, flying moves, or rock moves, it will be super effective against. For Dark type is super effective against Psychic and Ghost, weak to Bug, Fairy, and Fighting. So for example, if you're using a Cataracts, Shadow Rider Cataracts, so and your opposing has a Dark type Pokemon, and the Dark type hits the Shadow Cataracts, it will be 4 times super effective, and the Shadow Cataracts is probably gonna die. So no damage. Dark is immune to Psychic as well. For Dragon is super effective against Dragon and weak to Dragon. Very nice. Dragon is weak to Dragon and super effective against Dragon, so it's weak against etc. Very nice as well. Electric, super effective against Flying and Water, and weak to Ground. Electric has only one weakness, which is Ground, which is very helpful, especially if you are playing Pokemon Go when you have a Ground type. When using ground type against electric types like Raikou, Zapdos, and they use electric move against your ground types, it will be like no damage. For Fairy types, Fairy is super effective against Dark, Fighting, and Dragon, weak to Steel and Poison, no damage against dragons. So Fairy, for example, Sylveon, Mawile, a very good Pokemon. You can use the Fairy type and you will be immune against Dragon types. Really cool. Fighting is super effective against Normal, Rock, Steel, Ice, and Dark, weak to Fairy, Flying, and Psychic. For example, Machamp, a very good Pokemon Go Pokemon. So you can have 5 super effective against Pokemon, but you have 3 weaknesses, so you gotta pay attention to Fairy, Flying, and Psychic. Fire is super effective against Bug, Grass, Ice, and Steel, weak to Ground, Rock, and Water. For example, Charizard, Delphox, Incineroar, all those fire types, Arcanine, Ninetales, Reshiram, all these are fire types, and they're weak to Ground, Rock, and Water. For Flying is super effective against Bug, Fighting, and Grass, weak to Electric, Ice, and Rock, no damage to Ground. So like a very simple example is going to Pidgey. So Pidgey is weak to Electric, Ice, and Rock. Not weak to Fighting because the Flying type neutrals the Fighting. For Ghost is super effective against Ghost and Psychic, weak to Dark and Ghost. No damage against Fighting and Normal. So for example, Gengar, very good Pokemon. So Ghost move will hit super effective against Gengar, and Fighting Normal moves won't hit Gengar. For Grass is super effective against Rock, Ground, and Water, and Grass is weak to Bug, Fire, Flying, Ice, Poison. Grass is the second most weaknesses, and grass types are not too good, to be honest. Grass types, for example, like Tangrowth, a Gen 4 Pokemon evolved from Tangela, weak to Bug, Fire, Flying, Ice, Poison. It's a pure grass type. Ground is super effective against Poison, Rock, Steel, Fire, and Electric, and weak to Grass, Ice, Water. No damage to Electric. So this I made a mistake. It should be Electric is no damage in Ground, so like keep in mind on that. Ground is super effective against Electric, so should be Electric is no damage against Ground. I'm a part of it. I make a mistake there. I'm gonna cross out when I edit this video. So for example, Garchomp's ground move is super effective against Poison, Rock, Steel, Fire, Electric, and yeah. Ice is super effective against Flying, Ground, Grass, Dragon, weak to Fighting, Fire, Rock, Steel. Ice types like Jinx. Jinx weak to Fire, Rock, and Steel, not weak to Fighting because of Psychic type neutraling. Normal has no any super effective, but it's weak to Fighting, immune to Ghost. For example, Blissey, Chansey, Porygon Z. poison types, only super effective against fairy and grass. Weak to ground and psychic. For example, Crobat, Muck, Arbok, Weezing, all of those poison types. Psychic, super effective against fighting and poison. And weak to bug, dark, and ghost. For example, Mewtwo, Mew, Cresselia, Azolf, Mesprit, all those psychic types. Rock, super effective against fire, flying, bug, ice. Weak to fighting grass, ground, steel, and water. Very famous rock types are like Geodude, Rhyperior, Diancie, it's a Gen 6 mythical, and Niauheligo as well. Steel type. Steel is super effective against rock, ice, and fairy, weak to fire, ground, and fighting. Very famous steel types like Metagross. Metagross is not with the fighting, but anyway, because it uses from Psychic. Registeel, Bronzong, very good steel types as well. Last but not least, we have water. Water is super effective against fire, ground, and rock, and weak to grass and electric. Water types, we have many water types like Seadra, Kingdra, Kyogre, Palkia. All of these are water types. So now I'm going to let you know how to use this type chart, because many of you actually know this type chart but don't know how to use it. So I'm going to take a look at the Pokemon. No, let's just get rid of these very quickly. We can see that in Pokemon Go, there is a big Pokedex right here, a Pokemon Home. So you can actually take a look at Gen 1 to Gen 5 Pokemon. I'm going to take an example. For example, Charmander. Anyway, Charmander is a fire type. So if you look back at a chart and find fire type, it's weak to ground, rock, and water. Its same type move is super effective against bug, grass, ice, and steel. This is how you basically use the type chart when the Pokemon has only one type. I'm going to give another example. For example, Nidoran. Nidoran is a poison type, so it is weak against ground and psychic. And if you take a look at the chart again, you can see it's super effective against fairy and grass. I will mainly suggest you to take a look at the weak against chart, because the weak against is more important than super effective, because you always aim for a super effective hits. So you need to know what the opposing Pokemon is weak to. So mainly go for weak to no damage chart, and super effective is not too important. Now we're gonna take a look at dual types. Dual types are always what frustrates many people, and including myself as well. So first, I'm gonna take a look at a very simple example. Let's start with the famous Charizard. Charizard being a fire and flying type. So first, fire is weak to ground, rock, water. Then take a look at flying. Flying is weak to electric, ice, and rock. So first, you combine these 5 types together, being ground, rock, water, electric, and ice. Then take a look at ice. It's weak to fire, so it mainly neutrals this, so it's not weak to ice. I know I didn't write resist, but if you have common sense, you know that fire should resist ice. So it's not weak to ice here. Then take a look at flying. Flying is immune to ground, so you can also get rid of ground as well. So it's only weak to rock, water, and electric, being the 3 weaknesses for Charizard. I want to give another example, being I don't have Chestnut here, but let me see if I can find never mind. Let's take this example. Can you load the Pokemon, please? Green Ninja as an example. Green Ninja is a very good Pokemon, but in Yusho or in Go, Green Ninja is a water and dark type. So we can take a look at water, grass and electric, dark, bug, fairy, fighting. There are no crashes, so that means it's bug, fairy, fighting, grass, electric. So Green Ninja has 5 weaknesses. And you can also check there are no immunes. So yeah, this is basically how you use the map chart. I will give a few more examples so you guys can familiarize yourselves more. Type chart is very important, so remember it, please. I want to find some Pokemon that has some more weaknesses. For example, one of my favorite grass types, Sawsbug. Sawsbug is normal and grass type, so it's weak to fighting, fire, flying, bug, poison, and ice type. 6 weaknesses in total. Another Pokemon that kind of confuses me before Archeops. Archeops is a rock and flying type, and rock and flying types. Also being Aerodactyl, also rock and flying type. So rock is weak to. I'm not gonna say it, but I want to take a look at the chart with you guys together. Rock, 5 weaknesses: fighting, grass, ground, steel, water. But you know it's a flying type, so it's not weak to ground. It's a flying type, so it does not take super effective damage against fighting, and it does not take super effective against grass. So it's only weak to steel and water for now. Taking a look at flying, it's weak to electric, ice, and rock. Rock does not resist rock, so it's also weak to electric, ice, and rock. So Archeops, Archon, and Aerodactyl is 5 weaknesses: electric, ice, rock, water, and steel. Another Pokemon that I want to show is Giratina. Giratina is a ghost and dragon type. And the reason I want to show this Pokemon is because this Pokemon is very common. And some people actually don't know this Pokemon's weakness, which kind of saddens me. So Giratina is the ghost and dragon type. Ghost is weak to ghost and dark. Dragon is weak to dragon, fire, and ice. So totally of 5 weaknesses. So this is basically how to use the match chart. Obviously, I already know how to use the match chart, and I don't even need to take a look at it all the time. But I only refer to it when I'm referring it with you guys as well. So I'm gonna list some Pokemon that if you want to practice, if you want to test your knowledge about the weaknesses, I'll be listing some Pokemon that I want you to know about, or of the Pokemon that I want you to think about their weaknesses. And these Pokemon will only be from Gen 1 and Gen 5, because some of you guys are watching this from Pokemon Go as well. So let's start with number 1. The first Pokemon that I want you guys to list is actually Tentacruel. Tentacruel, being a water and poison type. What is its weakness? Water and poison. Second Pokemon that I want you guys to name is Exeggutor Cantonian form. How many weaknesses does Exeggutor have, and what are its weaknesses? Number 3, a Pokemon that I want you guys to name as well is Zapdos. Being electric and flying type. How many weaknesses does Zapdos have? Number 4. A Pokemon that I want you guys to try and name its weaknesses is Azumarill. Being a water and fire type. What is it weak to? Number 5. Steelix. A Pokemon that I want you guys to try and name is Steelix. Number 6. Kingdra. Water and dragon type. Number 7 is going to be my boy Flygon. Being a ground and dragon type. What is it weak to? Number 8. A Pokemon that I want you guys to try and name its weaknesses is going to be not this. I want to name Skuntank. What is Skuntank weak to? Number 9. Spiritomb. What is Spiritomb weak to? And number 10, I want to warp it off with my favorite Gen 5 Pokemon. It's going to be Braviary. Braviary is my favorite Gen 5 Pokemon. And type of Braviary is normal flying, and its weaknesses. So if you guys want to test yourself with your weakness knowledge, you can always try and name these 10 Pokemon's weakness, and there'll be some answers in the description below. So try and test yourself. Yeah. So this is going to be it for the type matchup video, and I hope this video helped you out. If you are still very confused with some type matchup and you still have some questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer your questions. So see you next time.